Good afternoon, students. A warm welcome to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir. We are back with our English class and we continue with the grammar class. You remember, we are getting along with sentence corrections. And I've completed, we are getting with sentence corrections and we are getting on the chapter of pronouns. I was explaining you, in sentence correction, students, any correction any error can be given and you have to make the correction. The sentence will be divided into 4 parts and then there may be a error in a tense or in a subject verb agreement or adjective or an adverb or a pronoun or an article. And today we are getting along with the mistakes in pronouns. So if at all there is an error in the pronoun, first of all, you should know how many kinds of pronouns are there and what the usage of the pronoun in the sentence is. And for that reason, we were getting along with the pronouns, kinds of pronouns, and we have completed up to distributive, and now we go with the demonstrative. So here we are, students, with the demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun. What is the meaning of demonstrative pronoun? All that can be demonstrated by your hand. This is used near to your hand. That is used for the further. Now, you already know the meaning of this and you know the meaning of that. What is this? This, that you're showing. So, what does a demonstrative pronoun say, students? A demonstrative pronoun says, or you can say the meaning of a demonstrative pronoun is to show. The dictionary meaning of demonstration is to show. You must have quite habited of saying this. We had a demo class. The teacher demonstrated his lecture to us. What is it? What is the meaning of demo? What is the meaning of demonstrate? It is to show. He demonstrated the usage of the TV, refrigerator. We purchased a new refrigerator and they will demonstrate it tomorrow. So we are habited of using certain words, but then we miss the origin meaning of what it is. What is the meaning of demonstrate? To show. So this, that, these, those. The plural forms of this, that is these and those. You have it here. Excuse me. So the meaning of demonstrate is to show. They show us they show us what actually we are talking about. So here look into the definition. All that can be demonstrated by your hand. This is used near to your hand. That is used further. In a simple form I have just explained you. But the meaning of demonstrate is to show. And then you have to note that for this and that the plural forms are these and those. And when you are going for an example, you can see here, students, this is my house. So you're demonstrating your house. You're showing your house. This, you're pointing, or you can say in a simpler way, you're pointing your house. This is my house. That is the pencil which belongs to you. In the same way, you can say, these are my books. These are my books. Okay. Those are the things which or that belong to you. So you can see we have underlined this, that, these, those. These are a plural form for this, and those are the plural form for that. So it demonstrates, it's showing, this is my house, that is the pencil which belongs to you, these are my books, those are the things which belong to you. So I'm trying to demonstrate the things. So this is a demonstrative pronoun. Now the next one is emphatic pronoun. When the personal pronouns are given stress or emphasis, emphatic pronouns are used. Now listen, look very, very carefully at these students. When the personal pronouns are given stress, we call it emphatic pronouns. Now you can see the example here. It is given, I myself cooked the food for my dad. I myself cooked the food for my dad. Immediately when you see this word myself, you get confused. You see, what is ma'am saying? Emphatic pronoun. This is a reflexive pronoun now. Previously she has showed this myself or herself, Sita, herself, and she said this is reflexive. And now she's saying it is emphatic. What is the difference between reflexive and emphatic? Let me explain you students what is the difference between reflexive and emphatic. Now say for example we have reflexive. And we are going with reflexive and we are going with emphatic. Now what is reflexive? I cooked the food for myself. This is reflexive because I is reflecting myself. For whom are you cooking the food? For yourself. Okay. And I was explaining you previously, Sita pinched herself. You must have remembered this sentence, students. Sita pinched herself. Sita pinched herself. So Sita is reflexing again herself. Sita pinched whom? Sita. I cooked for whom? For me. So because it is reflecting the same pronoun, it is called reflexive pronoun. Because this is reflexing. But the sentence what is given to you is not that. I myself cooked the food for my dad. So here the sentence is, I cooked the food for my dad. Here the sentence is, I cooked the food for myself. But here the sentence is, I cooked the food for my dad. But you try to show a stress on the personal pronoun I. I myself. Cooked the food for my dad. Okay. I myself cooked the food for my dad. So here you are cooking the food for yourself. I suppose you can understand this point, students. You are cooking the food for yourself. Sita pinched herself. But here you are not cooking for yourself, but you're cooking for your dad. You're not cooking for yourself, you're cooking for your dad. So this is not reflecting. The subject and the object is not reflecting. Here it is reflecting. I cooked for myself. I cooked the food for myself. Here I cooked the food for my dad. But I myself cooked the food. So this is showing an emphasis, or it is an emphatic, which mean to say you are stressing that you only had cooked the food. What does it mean, or what does it show? That nobody is helping you. You are trying to show that nobody is helping you, and so you emphasize that I myself has cooked the food. Did you understand the point, students? Here you are wanted to show that you yourself is cooking the food and nobody has helped you, and so you emphasize yourself, and that is the reason it's called emphatic pronoun. Here you are saying you are cooking the food for yourself, so you are reflecting the subject and the object, and so it is called reflexive pronoun. So please be very, very careful and don't get confused between reflexive pronouns and emphatic pronoun. Emphatic pronouns are when the personal pronouns are given stress. When they are given stress or emphasis, that means you are pinpointing that you yourself, you are pressuring, you are pressing. So it is called as, because it is you're emphasizing on yourself, it is called as emphatic. So I suppose this much clarity is enough for you to show what the difference between reflexive and emphatic is. Emphatic is you are emphasizing yourself, or you're showing a stress on yourself, whereas reflexive means you're reflexing that you has done for yourself. Fine, we have understood the difference between the reflexive and the emphatic. So now let us start the exercise. I was telling you, for this part only I was explaining you all the pronouns. So here we have started with the errors. Let's spot the error in these sentences using pronouns. So we are only concentrating on the pronoun, students. Today, whichever questions I have framed and I have given you will only emphasize or will only stress on the pronouns. Now you understood the meaning of emphatic. They show a stress. So all my questions are only showing a stress on the pronouns. And so we will go with this emphatic, we will go with this sentence corrections. We'll see how the errors are given and how we have to check the errors and write correctly the answers. So this is how your exercise is going to be. Your question number 1. When the mother saw the child in the courtyard, he was laughing. When the mother saw the child in the courtyard, he was laughing. That's the sentence. So please don't break according to your parts. The parts are only given to you to make you understand easily where the mistake is. Now the first part, A. This is part A. In A, the part is when the mother saw. Part B is the child in. Part C is the courtyard. D is he was laughing. So this is how the sentence construction is. Now you will be searching for where the mistake is. Is it in A? The mistake error is in A, or is the error in B, or is the error in C, or is it in D? Then whichever part is having the error, you will mention that and you will write the correct answer. That is how you have to do. You have to put the option. Yeah, error is in D. And what is the error? You have to show it. Okay, this has to be replaced with this. So this is how you are going to answer your correction sentences. But now let us have a look, and very clearly I have told you, in today's exercise we are only going with what, students? Only with the pronouns. We are only going with the pronouns. So you don't need to worry about subject verb agreement, a question tag, or a part of a speech or article or tenses. Okay, nothing you have to get worried of. Prepositions, no, we are not going with all these errors. We are only going with pronouns. So you will only search in the sentence where a pronoun is. Of course, now in this exercise you only have to stress on your personal pronoun. You have to search only on your personal pronoun. So you will see, when the mother saw, okay, there is no personal pronoun over here. When the mother saw, there is, the mother is the noun, saw is the verb, the child is a noun, in is a preposition, the courtyard is a noun, he, this is the pronoun. He is the pronoun. So that must be the mistake. Now remember, that can be a mistake. Don't assure that compulsory that is a mistake, because sometimes there will be no mistakes. Then you have to write option E, no error. If there is a mistake, in whichever part the mistake is there, that number you have to put and you have to write. Of course, you are habited of all these things in your competitive exams. Well, here, when the mother saw the child in the courtyard, he was laughing. So what does this he represent? Does it represent the mother or it represents the child? Obviously the child. When the mother saw the child in the courtyard, mother is searching for the child and she saw the child in the courtyard. So he was laughing. So this he will be indicating child. The pronoun he is to replace the noun child. Instead of again repeating the child, when the mother saw the child in the courtyard, the child was laughing. So instead of saying the child was laughing, I said he was laughing. So what is he replacing? It is replacing the child. So the child is a common noun. I suppose you understand my point, students. The child is a common noun. What is the meaning of common noun? It can be masculine gender or can be a feminine gender. We are not assured which gender it is. Can be a male, can be a female. Child indicates a common gender, which means can be a male, can be a female. That is the meaning of here. What is the meaning of common gender? It means can be male or female. It can be a male or can be a female. So when you are not assured it is a masculine gender, how can you use he? So you are using it. Have you followed what I said? So that is the reason why you are using it. It will be used here. He is a pronoun, but the child's sex cannot be determined. So it is wise to use it. So we are using it. It is clever to use it. It is wise to use it. Because the sex cannot be determined. Sex means a male or a female. Is it a male or is it a female? So, because you can't indicate or determine which gender it is, because it's a common gender, you have to use it. So this is the answer for the first one. Second one, students. The committee elected the president of workers without having his lunch. Now first of all, understand the question. The committee elected the president of workers. They elected whom? The committee elected whom? They elected the president. Committee elected whom? They elected the president. Are they electing the workers? No. They elected president. Why have they elected the president? Because he has to be the president for the workers. They elected the president of the workers, means the president is working for the workers. They elected the president for the workers. Now, without having his lunch, who is not having the lunch? Committee. Committee is not having the lunch. Without having the lunch, the committee has elected the workers. That is the meaning. Without having the lunch. Now, the sentence is understood. First of all, understand the sentence. The committee elected whom? They elected the president. For what? For the workers without having his lunch. Now, the error is pronoun. The error is pronoun. The pronoun is given in a singular. The pronoun is in singular. And what is this pronoun for? For which noun? What is the meaning of a pronoun? A pronoun replaces a noun. So which noun is it replacing? It is replacing the committee. His is used instead of the committee, or you can say the committee elected the president of workers without having the committee's lunch. The committee, without having the lunch, they were electing the president. Now what is the meaning of? So instead of committee we have used his. Now what is the meaning of committee? Group of people. What is the meaning of committee, students? It is group of people. The meaning of committee is group of people. So what gender is it? What number is it? Obviously it is plural. Am I right? Group of people. The meaning of committee means group of people. Group of people means plural. So when it is a plural, how are you using a singular pronoun here? So you're not supposed to use a singular number. You are supposed to use their. Without having their lunch. Now when you carefully in the initial stage work like this only, you will be able to get your exercises perfectly. Don't just bluntly tick the answers. Work very, very carefully. Don't bother about the time, but work perfectly, which will help you in your exams. I suppose you understand this point. So the solution is there will be used because committee is a plural noun and it will take the plural pronoun. So there is the answer. Next one. Either the soldiers or the gatekeepers over there failed in his primary duty. So the pronoun is his. Either the soldiers or the gatekeepers over there failed in his primary duty. Now, as soon as you see these words either or, what comes into your brain, students? Singular. Either or are always taking singular. Did you understand? When I was explaining you subject verb agreement, I've explained you this part. Whenever you see either or, remember it is singular. Now most of the students, what they do is they're so hasty with their works that as soon as they see either or, yeah, ma'am told na it is singular, immediately they'll confirm, yes, his is correct. So you will write no error. But listen carefully. What is the meaning of either or? Either this or that. Any one. You have to select any one. That is the meaning of either or. Either Seema or Reema will get first rank. No, we don't go for this. We have to use a pronoun over here. Will have her, or we can say will have lunch with you. Have you understood, students? Either Seema or Reema will have dash lunch with you. So which is going to be the answer? Is it going to be her or is it going to be there? either Seema or Rima will have their lunch with you or her lunch with you? The answer is going to be her lunch with you. Because I am talking of any one. Either or means what is the meaning of either or? Anyone. The meaning of either or means anyone. So one is singular. So I have used her. Because either or means anyone. Either Seema or Rima. Any one of those two girls will come and have her lunch with you. So I have used over here her as a personal pronoun. But the question over here is, so either or represents singular only. But anyone, what I am talking about, anyone, that means either the soldiers or the gatekeepers. Means anyone, either the soldiers, that is one, or the gatekeepers, that is another. So A or B. Soldiers is A, gatekeepers are B. So anyone. So now can you look into the question carefully, students? Soldiers, plural. Gatekeepers, plural. You are selecting only one, either A or B. But A is also plural, B is also plural, because we have soldiers, on the other side we have gatekeepers. So remember, look into the sentence correctly and then answer. Either the soldiers, soldiers are plural, or the gatekeepers, gatekeepers are plural. And another rule is, whenever you're going for either or, remember the closest to the verb is always considered as the subject. So now look into the answer. There will be used. So instead of his, you have to use there. Because soldiers are plural, gatekeepers are plural. Any one only you're talking about. But whom are you talking about? Soldiers, say for example. Plural, soldiers, so there. Or if at all you're speaking about gatekeepers, gatekeepers also are plural, so you have to use there. So there will be used when plural noun and singular noun are joined by or nor. The plural must be according to the second subject. What is the second subject? Gatekeepers. So because gatekeepers is plural, you are using there. Have you understood, students? So don't think either or mandatory requires a singular pronoun or a singular verb. No. They will require the nearest to the verb or the second part of the subject. Fine. Next one. The college which is largest college in terms of area in Maharashtra, I repeat, when you are using which, it is a relative pronoun. What is which? Rich? Which is a relative pronoun. And what is the meaning of relative pronoun? It relates the first part of the sentence with the second part of the sentence. Say for example, I am talking about the college which is having a largest area in Maharashtra. The college which is largest college in terms of area in Maharashtra, you are expecting the sentence is incomplete because I used which is the largest college in Maharashtra. What happened to it? Okay, the college which is largest college in Maharashtra, what happened to it? You're expecting something else which is incomplete. Am I right? The sentence is incomplete. So here full stop must not come, comma must come, because I have used I have used which. Say for example, I say the college which is the largest college in terms of area in Maharashtra has not scored the first rank. Okay, or which is the largest college, college in terms of largest area in Maharashtra, has very few students. Okay, then this is correct. Which is correct? Now when you read the sentence, it's meaningful. The college which is the largest college in terms of area in Maharashtra has very few students. Though it is having such a big area, the college which is in Maharashtra, still it is having very few students. Okay, then it is correct. But he did not give this part of the sentence. He stopped it there only. He did not give this part of the sentence. So, which is not to be used. Did you understand? Which is unnecessarily used. So, the answer is B, that he forgot to put here. Sorry students, I forgot to write. B is the wrong answer because unnecessarily which is used. The college is the largest college in terms of area in Maharashtra. Then it is a correct answer. I am not supposed to use which. Fine. Next. None of the participants has filled up their details properly. None. This is another very important part which I have explained you in sentence verb agreements. None always represent singular. None means nobody. Nobody means singular. None of the participants has filled up their. None is singular. I am not talking about participants. All the participants has not filled up there. That is correct. All the participant has not filled up there. But here I am saying none of the participants. So none means singular. None of the participants has filled up his. So the mistake is in C. I am forgetting to write. I am extremely sorry students. I forgot to type this. So here the mistake is in C. None of the participants has filled up his details properly. So his will be used. If the structure is noun 1 plus preposition plus noun 2, then the pronoun will be according to the first noun. What is the noun 1? None. What is the noun 2? Participants. I am not talking about all the participants. I am only talking about none. None of the participants means nobody. What is the meaning of none? Nobody. Nobody filled up his form. That's the meaning. So his is used over here. Next one is all of the girls. So a contrast question. Can you see? None is singular. All is plural. All of the girls here practiced their dance. I was telling you students, whenever you see a pronoun, don't consider that it is wrong and write the opposite one. Yeah, plural is given, so must be singular. No, please don't do it. Look into the question and exactly understand the meaning of the question and then only write. There is no error here. All is plural, so obviously you have to use there a plural pronoun. So all the girls here practiced their dance. So it's plural. It's correct. There is no error in the sentence here. Next one. I have practiced so much for the singing competition that there is no question of mine coming second. There are two pronouns. I is a pronoun. Mine is a pronoun. So where is the mistake? That is first what we have to ask for. First we have to identify the pronouns, because we are going with pronouns exercise, and which one must be the wrong one. So first one, look into it. I have practiced so much. Obviously that is correct. You can't say my have practiced, me have practiced. Subjective case is always I. So that's correct. There's no mistake over here. So now your doubt arises here. Maybe this is wrong, or maybe it's correct also. Maybe there's no error. So let us go for it. I have practiced so much for the singing competition that there is no question of dash coming second. So when you're going with this, look into the pronouns cases. I've explained you this pronoun cases: subjective, objective, and possessive. You remember, students, I've explained you this: subjective, objective, possessive. What are subjective? I. This is first person singular. This is first person singular. This is second person. This is third person singular. Third person singular, masculine gender. This is feminine gender. This is common or neuter gender. This is first person plural. This is first person plural, students. This is third person plural. These are relative pronouns. Relative pronouns also take the part of pronouns. Relative pronouns. They also are pronouns. They act like personal pronouns. So these are relative pronouns. Okay. Now let us look into the table. I will become me. I gave him, he gave me. So this is subjective case and this is objective case. Now possessive case. My car, the car is mine. Can you see the difference? This is my car, this car is mine. So that is how the sentence of possessives are going to be. This is my car. Whose car is this? My car. This car is mine. So please look carefully, students. This is subject. Is my car. So here my acts as an adjective. Whose car? My car. So it is a possessive. Car is noun. Here this is not the subject. Car is subject. And this is adjective. So car is subject. Car is mine. Which car? This car is mine. So this is a demonstrative adjective. This car is mine. Mine is possessive. So it is away from the noun and this is connected to the noun. That is the difference. My car, car is mine. Fine. Excuse me. I have practiced so much for the singing competition that there is no question of my coming second. My is going to be the answer. Mine is not going to be the answer, because supposing you want to write the same sentence with mine, then it is going to be excuse me. Excuse me. I have practiced so much for the singing competition that the first prize is mine. I have practiced so much for the singing competition I have practiced so much for the singing competition that the first prize is mine. In this case, you can use mine, but not in this case. Mine always have to be in the last. Have you understood? So, my has to be used. And what is the definition given here? My will be used. Pronoun coming before V1 remains in the possessive form. Wherever it is coming before V1, coming will always be my, not mine. Fine, students. Next one is, it is her who should be terminated for this missionary failure. There is a missionary failure, and because of her only the missionary failure has happened. So she has to be terminated, not her. What is going to be the answer? She. She should be terminated. Who should be terminated? She should be terminated. So you can't say it is her. Okay. It is her mistake, so she should be terminated. That is correct. You can write, it is her mistake. It is her mistake, so it is her mistake, so she should be terminated. Then I can use her. But here how can I use her? It is she who should be terminated for the mistake or for the missionary failure. So she is the correct answer. Next one is, Sita dressed her in absolutely in informal wear on her wedding. Sita dressed whom? Sita dressed herself. Sita dressed her brother. Okay, that is correct. But here Sita dressed her. You don't say Sita dressed her. Sita dressed herself. This is a reflexive pronoun. So reflexive pronoun means you have to use herself only. Sita dressed herself in absolutely in informal way on her wedding. Either Seema or Rima. Very clearly you have understood, students. Either Seema or Rima. I was telling you, either means singular. Either means singular. Either or means singular. But beside them, if it is a singular noun or a plural noun, that also you have to see. Previous example I have given you, either the soldiers or the gatekeepers. So soldiers, gatekeepers are plural, so you have used there over there. But here I have used Seema, Rima, same example I gave you there. So Seema is singular, Rima is singular. So you are talking about anyone, either Seema or Rima. Forgot to take her purse. So it should be replaced with her. So when two or more singular nouns are joined by or, either or neither nor, pronoun is generally singular. Whenever you have either or neither nor, or you can say neither nor, then remember it is singular. Have you understood, students? Well, we have few questions, about 10 questions, which helps you for the sentence corrections only with the topic of pronouns. We had completed it for today. We'll have the remaining in the next class. That's all for this day, students. Thank you so much.